Hello and welcome to Rando Rob. Each week on Rando Rob, I'll be showing and discussing one item from my large collection of collections. New shows appear every Monday, and throughout the week, I'll be adding older episodes of Rando Rob that were previously only available to my Patreon subscribers. You can watch episodes of Rando Rob on YouTube at youtube.com/Rob O'Hara. Just look for the Rando Rob playlist. Audio versions of the show are available on my website at podcast.robohara.com or through iTunes. Just search for Rando Rob. Thanks for watching or listening, and I hope you enjoy this vintage episode of Rando Rob. But one of the things that I've been doing is going through this room and some of the stuff that I have just tucked away right here, not even out in the garage yet, and pulling out some of the toys that I've stuck in here that I've ordered over the past, couple of years, because they're going to go on these new display shelves. And so one of those things I have is sitting right here. And this is 3 action figures sold by Reaction. And it is Run, DMC, and Jam Master Jay. They each have quotes on the back of the cards. I'm the king of rock. There is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. It's a great song. You have other just little quotes and stuff on the back. But these action figures are, of course, new, and these debuted either in 2021 or 2020. I think they're 2021. You can see that they don't even have the peg holes. They're notched, but they haven't been punched out yet. So these are brand new. I ordered these from the company online. If you know anything about Run DMC, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But if I could get that glare free, you can see that looks, the likeness of Run is pretty good. And then you've got DMC, who's most known, most easily recognized because of his glasses and his thin goatee and his hat, of course. He's got his little gold chain on there. I couldn't tell if that gold chain was moving. The gold chain is not moving. And then Jam Master Jay, who also, this looks a lot like Jam Master Jay, and unfortunately, Jam Master Jay was murdered several years ago. He was in his recording studio, and it's a big mystery if you go online, and it's like an unsolved mystery kind of thing, because he was in a studio inside a building where someone would have had to have buzzed in the killer into the building and then buzzed him into the studio. But he had people in the studio with him. He had people, so somehow someone buzzed somebody through all the security system who ended up shooting Run DMC, or not Run DMC, Jam Master Jay, who is the DJ. So you have Run is obviously one of the DJs, DMC, Daryl McDonald, who there's in one of the songs, he says, it's McDaniels. And the line says, it's McDaniels, not McDonald's. These rhymes are Daryl's, but the burgers are Ronald's. Which is a fun quote. I've talked about this before on some of my podcasts. I basically discovered rap through breakdancing. So when breakdancing became a thing, and all of a sudden we had the movie Breakin', and we had the movie Beat Street, and we had a local group, or not a local, this was a national group called the Coca-Cola Breakdancers. They came to our town, and we got to go see them. And they had the big stereo, and they were playing rap music. That's the first time I heard the song Egyptian Lover, which I don't know if I've ever told this story on a podcast, but I had that on my on my phone for a long time, I think maybe as a joke. And it played in the car one time, and my daughter loved it. And it just has kind of an electronic voice that keeps saying Egyptian Lover, Egyptian Lover, Egyptian Lover. And so a few months later, my daughter said, hey, will you play that song that I like, Peaches and Lava? And I was like, what? I mean, she was a little kid. I mean, like 5 or 6, Peaches and Lava. And I was like, what? And then she goes, beaches and lava. And I was like, oh, Egyptian lover? So, anyway, so, there are so many lines of new action figures that are made in this, you could call them what you want. I'm always going to call it Star Wars scale, but it is 3 3/4 inch action figure scale. I have actually a bunch of, I don't think I got the Goonies ones. I did get the Flash Gordon ones, and I got the Big Trouble in Little China ones. And I bought them from someone who was selling them as a collection on eBay. If you buy them individually, they can be $15 to $20 each. I think these were $18 each. So for the 3, it was $50-something, which is a lot of money for 3 action figures, and for the most part, I do open them. I bought 2 sets. I bought the limited edition from Comic-Con set of 3 Breakin' action figures, and they were like an alternative costume. They were basically in the costume from Breakin' 2. And then I bought the 3 later that were sold on shelves of them in their Breakin' 1 costumes. But I opened them, and I would set up these little miniature dioramas. I think I had the guys from Star Wars on one side and the guys from Breakin' on the other, and Fred and someone else from Scooby-Doo, maybe it was actually Scooby-Doo himself, they were going to judge the competition, the way I had set up the diorama. For these newer type figures and stuff, I'm just not that worried about keeping them sealed. I don't think there's going to be a huge collector, and even if there is, I'm just getting to an age where I don't care. I'd rather open it and enjoy it, and so, but of course on the Breaking ones, the rarer of the 2 I didn't open, so I mean there is something to be said for that, but I try for the most part to open them up. I haven't opened these up just because I don't have anywhere to stand them up yet, but when I get the shelves, you'll see there will be tons and tons of action figures, and in fact I'm going to have to make some half shelves, like risers in between the shelves, because I'm going to have so many action figures and stuff on display that it'll fill up fast, trust me. But I'm looking forward to that. And I look forward to the process of filling the shelves and putting things where I want them to go. And there's going to be 4 sets of Billy bookshelves back there, which are roughly 32 inches wide. So that's 128 inches across the top. Let's see, 32 is just shy of 3 foot. So about 11 foot across. So I will have some room across the top for some of that boxed Commodore stuff. Maybe the Commodore computers will go up on top of there because I have the same shelves over here, and there's room for 3 sets of lunchbox shelves up on top. So there will be some room for some other stuff. So I'll put some larger stuff up on top. But I am looking forward to that. This room, I do this a lot. Like I didn't put a lot of forethought into how things were going to be laid out before. I just started putting tables and shelves and stuff. And now where I see where I need more storage or where things aren't working, so I can move some of that stuff around. And change things up. So that's what I'll be doing. But next Monday is a federal holiday. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I just got a notice that said I'm off next Monday, and my daughter has to go to school. So that is going to be our day to drive to IKEA, which is also 3 hours away. But they just have that shelf that I like so much, and so I'll be picking up some more of those Billy shelves, and they'll be going back there. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then once that's all done, I will open my Run DMC action figures and I will put them on the shelf. So last week was a busy podcast week. I released in the same day an episode of You Don't Know Flack and an episode of Sprite Castle, and we released a new episode of Throwback Reviews, the first one that Sean and I have done in over a year. So if you're not caught up, the Sprite Castle and YouTube are available, or Sprite Castle and You Don't Know Flack are available on YouTube and as audio podcasts, and Throwback Reviews is also an audio podcast. So I think that's everything that I have this morning. I will shoot this up probably after lunch sometime. Thank you guys for coming, hanging out with streams, and and interacting and all that stuff. That's definitely the fun part of the show for me. And I will be talking and seeing you guys later on this week. Talk to you soon.